Hello, and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. We're so happy to have you here with us. My name is Anietie Bature, and
My name is Kingsley Bature, and I am happy to be here. I hope the happiness is showing on my face. But
the happiness is not showing.
if you are seeing tiredness, that one too follow come.
Hello, Debbie. Good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Mm,
And please, as you join, please let us know where you're
yeah,
joining from and what time it is where you are.
yeah. Let us know where you're joining from, what time it is, and we also want you to be a part of this show and to get your friends and your neighbors and as we like to say, get also your
As
enemies.
you like to say.
Okay, it's me that is saying me. I thought we are one, and I generalize for us. Now I have made them know that it's just me. But it's okay. As I like to say, please share to your enemies too, so that they can join us today. Because today's topic is interesting.
Yes, and what we're talking about today is secrets.
Mhm. Secrets.
How many secrets are you keeping from me?
Ah, but that's not in the script now.
Oh, sorry. We're supposed to be talking about the topic, right? The topic is secrets. Things you can't tell your partner.
Wait, I'm coming. No, but now that you brought it up,
Mm-hmm.
let me think about it. How many secrets am I keeping from you?
To be difficult. To.
Hmm.
At this point, I don't think you have any secret remaining. Even if you were keeping it before, by now I know all.
Don't be so sure. Don't be so sure. Don't be so sure. I'm sure I can think of one.
Try.
Yeah, if I think till the end of the show, I should be able to come up with one.
That means you have to go as far back as above 21 years or beyond 21 years. You understand?
Yeah.
So today I was thinking about it, and
Hmm.
I mean, you have actually been in my life for over 21 years. Do you know?
Wow. Wow. Are you
How do
serious?
you feel about that?
Are you serious? Wow, that's interesting. That's humbling, right? That I've been in your life for 21 years.
And you're still
Are you
here.
sure? How did you count it?
Uh-uh.
It's going to be 15 years
So
marriage in
if
December.
I check from the first if I want to put a date on it, like a time stamp to it, as per when I can say yes, there was already some kind of friendship existing. That was on my 21st birthday. Hey, should I give you gist?
Hmm.
21st
Wait,
birthday or
wait
what?
first. Is there secret inside?
No, there's no secret inside. So this 21st birthday, I was in Eket. I was trying to get a placement for IT, and that's industrial training. And I mean, you're turning 21 and you're away from your family and friends. I mean, that was kind of tough because 21 is like a serious age, isn't it? A major milestone, and most of the time people want to celebrate and do something nice. But I was away from my family and friends. I was looking for a card. I was looking for a gift. I was looking for a phone call, something, some way to feel special. And the only one I found was when I went to the cyber cafe. Because back then you didn't have your phone with, emails and stuff like that. You get. So I went to the cyber cafe to check if I have any mail from anybody. And behold, the only mail I had. In fact, I had two mails from the same person, and this person was you.
Wow.
Yeah, you. So he actually sent two mails from different cyber cafes because even the cyber cafe was not reliable. So just in case one is not working well, he went to two and sent me a message, a message to his friend on her birthday. And, that was like, this guy, those kind of things that make you go, Yes. So at least that's the timestamp, major timestamp that I can tell you that 21 years ago, I knew you very well.
Wow.
Yes, and we were friends.
So interesting.
Hi, Grace.
Oh, somebody remembering that it was my birthday this week.
Yay!
That's great. That's great. It was actually my birthday this week. But something else worth remembering. I feel like we guys were an undervalued we are undervalued entities.
Mhm.
Who knows? In all of you that are online, I'm seeing all of you. Which of you knows that today is International Men's Day? How many men
Oh,
did you tell
so
Happy International Men's
now I
Day?
see why I saw that post. You know, there was this post I saw on one group that said, even though we don't mention it, you understand? And I was wondering, and then they said something about we appreciate all the men, and I was thinking, okay, I guess the men on this platform have done a lot and it's worth appreciating.
Hmm.
And now I realize,
That it is International Men's Day. That's why they were
yes,
mentioning
yes,
it.
we're mentioning.
Mentioning
So,
it.
so it's worth mentioning on this show. I mean, men are really important in this society.
Please tell us. Don't keep it a
Men,
secret.
yes, men are really important. Honestly, I mean, if I want to look at the house, as in the home front, oh, most of the time, you know how a mother will tell the children, don't do this, do this. Okay, mommy, but then they're still, kind of trying to do what you said they should. Then daddy just shows up and says, hey, don't do, and again, yes, daddy. And all of a sudden, everybody complies. I mean, there's just something about having the father present,
Mm,
and even people who aren't biological fathers. There's
mm,
so many
mm.
men out there who are doing a lot to raise the next generation,
Thank
to
you.
mentor,
Thank
to
you.
guide,
As in,
to
men,
teach.
men, 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 men are actually in a lot of things
Mm.
because there's a way you cannot speak English without men. You know,
Like,
it's a mentor. You mentioned it. You see, mentor, mention, uh,
mend.
mend, yes,
Mhm.
men, women. There's men inside. You see.
Yes, so happy International Men's Day
Thank you
to
very
every
much.
man out there. Thank you for all you do. I keep talking about, anytime I think about men, there's a song I remember from TD Jakes, people,
Mm-hmm.
where he said to the fathers, thank you for staying.
Mm.
Thank you for not leaving. Thank you for not taking
I
the
can
easy
give
way out.
I can give you 30 seconds to sing it since we are still doing intros before we dive into the main thing. Or you are singing 30
Will
seconds.
it sound well?
Just
Remember, so
just
it
sing
starts
it
like this. Wait,
already.
now it starts like this. When a shooting star falls,
Mm-hmm.
all the world looks in awe.
Hmm.
It seems so amazing. So
Thank you.
that's a shooting star.
Thank you.
Then now says, but falling stars don't shine.
Hmm.
They have no place in the sky.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We forget about the ones still hanging. The
Okay.
stars that are still hanging on,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He now says, the falling is easy, but standing takes strength. You have remained my star. This is to the men.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank you for staying and not leaving, for never taking the easy way out,
I know I didn't take it easy.
for loving and always showing me what being a father is all about. I'll stop there.
Oh, in the Father is all
What are you singing now? Don't
about.
spoil it. Just leave it like where it
Why
was,
are you
please.
doing like this? I'm trying to show something. Who knows who will watch this thing now and think that there's some skill there?
Mm.
No, don't spoil somebody because your shine is shining very well. Doesn't mean you should spoil somebody's shine.
Okay.
Somebody
Happy.
looking for backup of somebody with bad voice, and there I am on show.
Oh,
And
I
do
see.
you understand?
Mm.
You don't need anyway.
Hi, Chizoba.
You don't understand.
Oh my
Handsome man.
goodness.
All right, baby. It's the point where we jump into the meat of the
Yes,
matter.
Deborah.
Somebody put up there, the
Mm-hmm.
person said that this topic is burning hot.
It's burning,
The topic
is hot.
is secrets.
Yes, secrets. And I started by asking you secrets, and I think it will be difficult for you to find something that I do not yet know. Because I mean, after 21 years of being together, right? Even at some point, even if you didn't want to tell me, at some point I should have taken some lessons from some people somewhere, like just maybe spike your drink a little and then you are talking a lot and then you can't remember, but I know what you said. Or one day when you were sleeping and I was awake and you started, recalling some things in your dream, and I
Wow.
heard, and you didn't know you have said it, but I heard.
I need to be careful now when you serve me drinks. Now I need to check. I need to call one of the staff to taste it first.
Oh my goodness. Very
But
funny.
on a more serious note,
Yes,
secrets. Things
secrets.
things you can't
You can't
tell.
you can't tell your spouse. So
Mm.
now this is, I mean, when you listen to that topic, it's like, okay, somebody should now say, well, so there are some things I shouldn't say. Okay, let's find out. Well, let's start by talking about what secrets are, right?
Mhm.
Secrets are things that are kept, or something that is kept or meant to be kept unknown, right? Either you have kept it unknown or it is meant to be kept unknown or unseen by others.
Mhm.
And I mean, there are different things that will fall into the category of or into this
Secrets.
classification as secrets, right? Because, and today, just to let you know, we're not talking about every single type of secret, because there are some things that, I mean, when you look at some synonyms like classified,
Mm.
that there are certain things that are classified and you really shouldn't tell anyone, maybe because you are working somewhere where you should not disclose.
But we are jumping ahead of the gun. Just keep it simple.
Wait now,
Secrets.
secret, eh? Now,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I'm just so, no, because we're about to talk about secrets in relationship, and somebody will soon ask us, should I tell my husband the password to the safe in my office?
But that's the part of the conversation that things you shouldn't tell your partner. Is that not part of the part of the topic? So first of all,
So
let's
you want
give
to
you the
leave it?
secret.
Okay, let's
Let's
stop
give
there.
the
Secret
secret of every
things that
so
things
the
that
secret of every secret
is
is
secret.
secret. Nino,
Nino.
I hear you.
Hashtag Nino.
Please, if you want to call into the show, I believe they will soon post
Link.
the link, and you can call in. Let's talk about this topic, secrets.
Okay. Yes.
While my wife just tries to give us a preview about it,
Mm.
would like you to call in. Let's discuss. What are the things that you should not tell your partner in a relationship? What are the things that you should tell your partner in a relationship? Are there things that you should not tell your partner? As a married couple, should you tell your husband and your wife everything? No, my wife thinks she knows everything, but I'm sure before the show finish, I might think of something that is a secret too. Do you understand? But I mean, what are the things that you should tell or not tell? They said the part of the talking about secrets is that what you don't know doesn't hurt you. I mean, is that true, false, or a
For a
pass?
season, what you don't know might not hurt you, But I mean, there's something I found when I was just checking what the Bible has to say about secrets, and it was quite interesting. Can you imagine? The Bible actually
Is
says
that part
something
of
about
your?
secrets.
Is that really?
Yeah, so let me tell you what it said. First of all, it says that for all that is a secret will eventually be brought into the open.
Huh.
All and everything that is concealed will be brought to light. If only it stops there, it would have been okay. And then it now adds, and made known to all.
Wow. Wow. I don't know if
So
that's good or not. I don't know
it's,
if
it's
that's
it's
good.
scary because I mean, you think, okay, I'm hiding it from this one person, I'm hiding it from this one person, but isn't it
Yeah.
interesting how somehow somebody somewhere will now find out, and then that person is itching to disclose, and will now eventually go and tell the one person you seem to be hiding it from, and then from there it becomes a problem, and then everybody knows. Sometimes you said you're thinking you're still keeping a secret, meanwhile your secret has been exposed,
Mm.
and then you eventually find out that it has been exposed. And in these days of social media, I can see very easily how it will be made known to all.
It's very easy for
It's
it to
just
be
for
made
somebody to post it.
by mistake. Maybe the phone is in their pocket, and then as they are walking, I don't think that thing has happened to. It happens to guys mostly. The phone is in the pocket and you're walking. Before you know it, that's
That's called
how
somebody.
it. And that's how it would think. As in, and the way it happened to me was very bad. It was one of my mentors, my big oga. Just the thing just sent the person a message, like, and the kind of message is it sent the person. It's almost as if, as in, what's wrong, that kind, what's going on.
Uh-uh.
With emoji. He said, my mentor just sent me a message. Is everything okay? That's when I now saw when I saw his message. He doesn't send me a message. Usually I'm done. I sent him. You know, and I said, Organo vessel is the pocket that was typing nonsense. The pocket that was typing nonsense. So that's how
Oh my God.
somebody's secret can easily send something to the husband. Let me stop there. Please go over.
Yes.
Continue because
Yes. So just as a foundation, just know that eventually, that secret will come out. So now knowing that eventually secrets will come out, let's look at some other things about secrets.
Yeah.
So I was looking through to see what are some of the popular things that people have said about secrets.
Okay.
You know, especially in relationships. And one that was recurrent is this one. I couldn't find the person who actually said it, but I mean it's in a lot of places. It says secrets and lies kill relationships. No matter how careful you are, you will get caught. Then this person adds, what's done in darkness always comes to light. You know,
that person
so
I did very well.
that was as in listen again. No, secrets and lies kill relationships. No matter how careful you are, you will get caught.
I don't know if everybody agrees with that one.
No, so I'm just reading some of the quotes. So we'll talk about it. So please, guys, if you think that you are a professional in hiding your own and you have a strategy that you can share with others to help them hide their own so that it never comes to light, please feel free to share. Okay. Then another one I saw says a true relationship is when you can tell each other anything and everything. Anything and everything. I'll say that again. A true relationship is when you can tell each other anything and everything. Okay, no secrets and no lies. And this one I found it on 9shades.com. I mean, it's
Baby, I'm coming. I'm sure all our guests that are watching online will have something to say about this particular one.
So you've heard these popular quotes. Now, what do you think about these popular quotes?
No, I don't know. I don't know if everyone will agree because I told somebody. I think my wife. I tell my wife almost everything. You know, in fact, sometimes I tell her so that I don't have to deal with it. The guy laugh. The guy laugh and say, oh, "Bro, you don't know my wife." He said, "You don't know my wife."
And maybe that you don't know my wife is in line with what Grace has just said.
That
some people can't handle the truth.
Exactly. Some people can't handle the truth. So, should you tell everything? You know, for those people that can't handle the truth, shouldn't you hold back some things for their own safety and for their own benefits? You know, Martin said that there's no true relationship in this one.
So wait, Martin, are you saying that there's no true relationship? So there's no point to bother about talking about whether there's a secret or not a secret? Or you are saying that if there are secrets, then really there are no true relationships? Is that what you're saying? Please clarify. Yeah.
All right. I think we can see
some of the comments.
My wife backstage.
Oh, interesting.
We can take.
Jimoski says there are advantages
and disadvantage to telling
your partner things.
Yes.
So just be ready.
Just be ready. So those are part of.
For however it will play out.
So the question really is: should you tell them when there's a disadvantage? That's the question.
Yes, listen.
So when your partner, when you have
example, if you know that by the time you tell me, I will get angry, and I will assume
you break plates.
Assume I'll break plates. Assume I will do all those crazy things that people do when they get angry. You know, should you tell me or should you just keep it to yourself and just have peace?
Okay, see another one. Never tell your partner you were once mentally unstable.
Nobody can handle this.
Nobody can handle this. Now,
So you know, Grace says that. Grace, it's interesting because let's analyze it. Yeah. Mentally unstable, right, gives people a cause for concern because they're thinking if you were once mentally unstable, there's a likelihood that it will happen again, and because of that, they may decide not to go into the relationship with you. You know, but you know, sometimes.
Okay, so Babi, what you have just done now is to sectionalize what to tell and what not to tell. You have just dimensioned the statement into what can be told and what should not be told.
We can talk about that
Later.
because
But
there's the part, to the concerns over what you share, right? Because this person says, I once had an issue mentally. It's been resolved. It's in my past.
Yes.
I don't need to tell my potential husband or wife, my prospect, about it, But you know that if this person later finds out,
now that's where I'm going.
it becomes a problem.
So for that mental case, it's two ways. Because if you tell the person, I used to be, I did craze before, anything, you guys are going to have issues in the relationship. Anytime an issue come up, the guy will, it will be difficult, especially when it is something that the guy wants to pay you. It will be difficult not to touch that, not to mention the fact that you have had,
or not to say, are you sure
it's not the craze?
That this is not,
it's not the craze that is
coming back.
Do you understand? So that's number one. And then number two, on the flip side, if you decide, okay, it was in the past, but I have, dealt with it. I don't need to mention it. And the guy one day, by, according to that thing, one chance finds out that you have been mad before, or you have been crazy before, or you have had some psychological disturbance before, and you didn't tell him. It becomes a major issue in the present. So the past comes back to haunt the present.
Yeah.
And that's what secrets do. So the question is, what are the things you should tell? What are the things you should not tell? Maiwa is in the studio. Maiwa, you want to share with us? You want to say something?
Hey PK, good evening. Good evening, Ma.
Hi.
Happy birthday in Harriel's. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Happy International Men's Day. So I'm actually more puzzled than I am having like an opinion on the matter. So specifically for me as a guy, it's almost like all my life I've been trained to, go through stuff and just swallow it and just do my very best to show up with like the best attitude that I can and just manage my emotions and manage the situations that are happening around me. So now PK, let my questions first go to Mrs. Bature. Ma, was there anything that happened that PK told you that you actually preferred he did not tell you at all?
Confirm.
No. So the most difficult thing he ever told me was a very difficult one. But I was very happy that he told me. And so what I did was take that information, sit back, analyze it, go back and forth on it, and then look at, if he had told me, now that he has told me, how does it feel? What if he didn't tell me? How would I feel? So did he do something wrong in telling me? Honestly, I analyzed it, went back and forth, and arrived at, yes, it was dicey. But then he told me this guy actually made himself vulnerable, because he empowered me with information that I could use against him. And I was now left with the choice of, do I use this against him, or do I say, this is another thing I now know about you, but in spite of this, we can still go forward, So yes, there, and that was the most difficult thing that he told me. But I analyzed it and came to a point where I absorbed it into, because really no one is perfect, No one is perfect. And that's sometimes when we look at, if somebody finds out this about me, they'll do this. The fact is, nobody's perfect. Even you yourself, plus the person that you are in a relationship with, nobody is perfect. And if we can learn to, see people as a whole and not just as the bad thing, that they did. Do you understand? Especially when you see that the person is repentant, remorseful, and you can see that, maybe for instance, this thing is not a trend in the person's life. It is an exception. It's different when it is a trend, though. If it's a trend,
the conversation
is different. But when it's an exception, then it's something that you now have to really look at it. We are all human. We all have our frailties.
Right.
If you haven't had one major incident in the past, there's a likelihood there might be one in the future.
Future.
Or even if you don't have one big one, there may be different things, just something about you that the other person may not really appreciate. So what do we do? Do we throw away people because they have imperfections or they have flaws? And for me, what is always a reference point is Jesus. And the fact that somebody who was perfect decided to come and love me, imperfect person, and forgive me, imperfect person, of all my wrongs, and call me imperfect person a part of his family. It's just like, so, sometimes I look at people and it's like, oh yeah, there goes another person that has issues, another person that has issues. I'm not going to label them and put them out or treat them somehow because of their imperfections, because there was somebody who showed me that you can be imperfect, but you can still be loved and accepted. So, well, I took my husband's secret and we are still here, aren't we? So at least it tells you what
Yes.
I did with it.
Nice one, nice one. So, Piki, my second question goes to you, Mrs.
All
Bature.
right.
That was excellent. Thank you very much. And so, Piki, I'm guessing you share this peculiar characteristics. I think it's peculiar to guys, this need to always try to like hoard things, just not necessarily like not express how we feel, but like seriously, a guy could be going through, like, for lack of better word, hell, and like he's going to still be good, right? So I know the kind of father that you have, so I'm sure probably at some point in your life he must have taught you that, okay, if you're going through this, not everybody has to know, like you could actually handle it this way, that way, and try to manage your emotions and manage the experiences around you. So how did you transition from being that kind of guy to now being the kind of person that you have to take the whole hour of the show to remember one secret that you probably did not tell your wife? You go.
Okay. All right. So how did that happen? Yes, I was that kind of guy, and in fact, before I got married, I used to pride myself in being this complex enigma that is difficult to decode.
Yeah,
So
so
that kind of guy that I kind of like, I'm everybody's friend, but nobody really knows me, right? Nobody really comes close. I just had a small circle, my wife and one of my friends that were really close. So I can talk about every other thing, but I don't talk about my emotions. I mean, my emotions are mine, right?
and that's part of the
Yeah.
things that we had to deal with when he came along.
Okay.
When something's happening
Wait,
and you're
wait.
like, what's going on? And the guy is telling you, I can handle it.
You people can
I'm
see
I'm
my,
I'm fine.
I didn't answer your own
Wait
question.
now.
Why you answering my own for
Don't
me?
I'll deal with it. Okay, continue.
So
Sorry.
because you know my secret now, you are
No,
now
no, I'm
answering my
just telling
question.
them. So ladies, when you meet a guy that is not talking, don't give up like that, too. Because
Yes.
you may be the one that will help him come out of his shell.
Well,
And then when he comes out, you enjoy the beauty of the person that has come out of the shell. But if you walk away from him just because he's inside the shell, so continue.
so what do I want to say now after I finish answering the question?
Sorry, please continue.
That's well, what she said. so anyway, my point, my long story short, is the fact that, yeah, that was what I prided myself to being. But when I now got into a relationship with her, she was the kind of person that my my enigma wasn't going to work. I told we were speaking at a summit earlier this week, and I told them, when I opened my mouth to say, oh, we have been friends, but can we take this relationship to, can we take this to another level? Can we do something more? This woman brought out a foolscap sheet, and the most annoying part of this story I'm about to tell you is that she can't remember. So that's the annoying part. She can't remember, and I can never forget. So that's the problem. She brought out a foolscap sheet of questions from number one till, as in, the page was full, and at the top she put answer all questions. I wonder why I didn't save this thing. Answer all questions, and we went line by. So she gave it to me. We went out on a date.
Yes,
All of you,
one of
all
those
of you that are going on dates, and you go on dates and you are just watching movies. There's a lot to talk about, and this is We're going to be 15 years in December, and we are still talking for hours. There's a lot to talk about. Foolscap sheet. And we sat down, and she gave me 1 hour, was it 1 hour, 30 minutes or so, to look through the question and answer it. And then we now use another 1.5 hours for me to explain my answers. I don't know if you understand what. So this is 2 hours of engaging conversation. Do you get? So my point is, yeah, she did draw out a number of things for me. Even when we got married, it wasn't all done. Even when we got married, right? It something I'm going through something, and something is happening, maybe in the office, and then when she asked, I'll tell her, don't worry, I'll handle it. I'm that kind of guy. I like to get things done. And
By
I did.
yourself.
By myself. Yes. I told her I will handle it. Until I realized that she wasn't she's not excited so much. No, she's excited. She likes excitement. She likes to rejoice over results, but she's not so crazy about the results. Or let me not say, she's not only crazy, yes, about the result, she's also excited about the process, right? And that's something about her. So she will tell me, yes, you are going through something. I say, yes, I can handle it. Can I know what it is? I will handle it. So what are you handling? And how are you handling it? I said, I'm not looking for solution. I just want to know the story. Do you understand? So my point is, she was able to, I realized that knowing about the process makes her happy. So I will come, and I find out that in the process of telling her this thing I said I'm going to handle, I ended up unburdening, as it were. And even though the problem was not solved, because sometimes her analytic mind, once I tell the thing, she now wants to start, giving me solution. I tell her, Labi, I'm just telling you, I'm not asking for solution. In another conversation, we can ask for solution. But in this particular conversation, I'm just telling you. Let's leave it at that. But anyway, that's how I got here.
Yeah, but someone will say, "What's the benefit of telling me all these things?" Well, your partner is your witness. They are there to observe your life. They are there to be able to give account of your life, to be able to say, this is how this man faced this is how this man achieved this is how this man triumphed over this is how this man dealt with this disappointment, this is how he came out. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you may be able to handle things on your own, but if every time you just come and tell somebody this is the result, and they weren't part of the process, they really will feel left out.
But again, that also depends on the kind of woman where you marry. Yeah, that's critical. Okay, so I think we need to take a few comments.
Thank you, PK. Thanks, guys, for having me.
I hope that those answers
PK, we need to find a foolscap sheet. I'm tired of, my favorite color was blue. My favorite color is blue. My favorite color will continue to be blue. We need good questions. We are tired of asking what your favorite color.
But that's where husband material comes into play. Yeah. In husband material, Anietie has outlined over 100 questions, and then in the workbook, husband material, the workbook, there's a couple more questions for there. So you don't need to be asking your favorite color these days. I mean, men just wear colors, and women, I mean, the favorite color doesn't do jack for anybody. Like today I had on like 4 different colors, and somebody asked me, why are you wearing so many colors? I say, because I can. So I don't really care. I make up my own dress code, right? So I don't really care about the color. If you ask me my favorite color, I'm not even sure I still know, because I'm into colors so much. I run a cosmetics store.
You didn't have one.
So
you didn't have one unless one has developed now that you are getting older.
I don't even know. Jimoski says the truth. The truth can't set you free nowadays. Man. Well, the truth may do more harm than good.
So Jimoski, that's an interesting comment. But
Grace adds an addendum. She says you'll be savage
with your truth.
By your truth. And that, yeah, you're going
so
to say
I want to say, Grace talks about being savage by your truth, and talking about how, for instance, you share information that you were mentally unstable. The fact is, you really don't know what people are capable of. You really don't know what people are willing to handle. You don't know the extent to which people will love you. I mean, and this is why I appreciate some of these movies, especially those that are based on real life. Do you understand? Things that happened to people.
It has to be
No,
romantic
hold on
comedy
now. No,
now.
no, no. This one is not romantic comedy. This is real life. You know, so somebody is sick. The person is likely going to die, but somewhere in the process, the person falls in love, and the person that has come into their life knows that they are probably going to die in a year or 2 years or 5 years. But they say, you know what, for the time you have left, I am going to be there for you. I'm going to love you completely in spite of your illness. In fact, they look at it as a very true expression of their love, that they're able to be there for you in your darkest of times.
Wow.
So you may say, does it mean that people who have had mental issues or whatever challenge in the past shouldn't have love? No, they should have love, but then they should have love with people who know them completely and love them in spite
of world man.
In spite of it.
Let's take
So
some
it
more
may
comments.
take you a while,
Yeah,
but
yeah, let's take some more
you will
comments.
find the person,
Jennifer says,
because
for
there's
me,
somebody out there.
yeah, there's somebody out there. For me, Jennifer says, for me, I will tell you everything. I don't have strength for explanation. Wait, I'm coming. That statement sounds one kind. Are you saying you will tell them, but you not explain?
No,
or you will tell
you
them,
tell them so that the wahala doesn't come in front and they now start telling you, why didn't you? Because you did not something.
Yes. Sanusi Shegun says, okay, I think he's meant summarize the truth and ask the Holy Spirit for wisdom of delivery. My brother, you're right. It is a thing to tell something
and another how you say it. Yes.
Critically important.
Yes, how you say it.
Very, very, very. He said delivery is everything in communication.
Yeah.
That's very true, Shegun. That's very true. We applaud that. We applaud that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baby, this is you read this.
So okay, Jumoski says, for those who are into hookup, will they tell their future partner? Oh my goodness. But the thing is, if they say, Jumoski, it's a serious question. If you say you're not going to tell them, right? Then somewhere down the line, somebody has saved a screenshot of your profile on hookup, and now decides to say, I know how they usually do it. Like, this your caring friend. My guy, Alpha, you see this this person, he resemble that your baby. Do you understand? And then all of a sudden, what you thought you have concealed, somebody from somewhere just brings it to light, and then you now have the discussion of the issue of, why didn't you tell me? What else are you hiding? My goodness!
But you also know that this hookup is that a lot of guys are just doing it. It's just cruise. It's just cruise. They're just catching cruise. I meet a girl, I meet a guy, and yes, we just hook up. And do you understand? So there's really not a lot. There's really not a lot. The question is, if that is what you people are doing, how much do you really owe yourself? Right?
But what if
those relationships are not solid? Those relationships they're almost like casual flings.
Yeah, but then shouldn't people be aware of the number of casual flings you have had? How many things were flung into your life in the process of the fling?
Why do they need that information? Because you're not really going anywhere with the relationship.
Okay, so this is the place where people used to say, oh, it's private to me, the person doesn't need to know, But what if that thing you're calling private to you can have implications in the life of this other person? What if it can hurt them or harm them somehow? What if it can affect their well-being? What if there are consequences that could affect them? At that point, it becomes a huge deception if you don't disclose.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they are into hookups. And you know what hookups are? Hookups are they are one night stands, they are casual flings.
What if the other person was not a hookupite?
How did you get into that? How did you land in that scenario?
No, as in, because this person.
Okay, so you're saying one person is hooking up, but the other person is in for a serious relationship.
No, as in, one person is hooking up and has a hookup life. then now happens to get into a relationship with someone who has no hookup history.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Uh-huh.
Should the hookupite tell this other person about their hookup history?
Well, that's a critical question.
Because the
But
fact is,
wait. Let the people,
okay,
please, let them answer that question,
we
right?
must
So that
not
we can
let
take,
our
so that
partner.
we can take more comments.
We must not let, or we must not tell our partner everything, because you'll be haunted by it one day.
Yeah, but we've had that conversation. Which will you prefer, to be haunted by it one day, or to deal with the haunting
Now,
today?
because am I free to speak on this?
Well, you can. We have a lot of comments.
Okay, please go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead with the comments.
He said, I agree with the quote. To tell your partner everything and anything. Mercy, will you tell your partner everything? Mercy.
It's easy to
If it's
type. It's easy to type. It's not easy to do.
If it's a relationship leading to marriage, you have to tell him or her anything and everything before the secret you're keeping will haunt you in the future.
Yeah, true. Well said, Mercy.
Lamile says, my lovely mommy and daddy, they always
Please
enjoy your program. Oh, thank you so much, Lekon.
Thank you.
Life na plenty things.
Martin said, I heard this is Mercy. I told you, not everybody will agree. At Mercy, not everything.
You get
why. You need to have some secrets for yourself. Life itself is a secret. My brother is saying big things. My brother, you need to decode that statement for some people on this channel. I'm telling you, because I can hear you, but you got the code. Jimoski said, ladies want to hear everything about a guy, but they are not ready to tell us everything about themselves. You are shaking some tables right now.
Goodness.
But is that true? Is it true that women are not telling themselves, are not telling men everything? Because let's be frank, right? Guys may know how to hide certain things, but if woman hide for you, wow. If woman hide for you, well, let me read comments.
Okay.
Every woman wants their men not to keep any secret from them, but the men will say they have to keep some secret for the woman's sanity. Is this right or wrong? Mary Joy. Hey. Yeah. Like we said before, men naturally want to keep some things, and the question of right or wrong is relative, especially in the marital relationship. Now, because we always say that the institution of marriage is an institution of compromise, but not compromise in the way that people like
not
to
compromise
define it,
as per dropping standards
dropping values.
Exactly.
No, it's actually compromise as per
finding a middle ground that works for the two of you.
Yes, merging methods and merging convictions. Do you understand?
I know that some people who don't tell their wives how much they earn, just because they are not really sure what she will do with that information. Example, will she organize and kill you so that she will get
that's
all the money and the what they call it, your insurance and all those things. These are some concerns that people really have.
Yes.
Some others think, oh, if I tell her how much I'm earning, or if he knows how much I'm earning, they'll become wasteful with the resources we have. They'll start buying this, doing that. Meanwhile, I'm trying to save for the future, and so on. This is just looking at the financial side.
No, but Bobby, you really have a good point. You have a good point. And that's why when you come into the marital sphere, you already begin to see that, okay, you have to look at things, critically. You cannot put a hard rule as right or wrong. You have to say what's best for this marriage vis-a-vis what's best for that marriage. But then again, it cannot be one person in the marriage deciding what's best for both parties. Because I can now certainly decide that no, I'm not going to tell for her best interest. Meanwhile, her best interest likes the process and not just the result.
Okay.
So what do you guys want us to do? You want us to take a short break? Okay, all right.
So we'll take a short break, and while we're doing that, please share the link.
Yeah.
We have a lot of comments we'll come back to right after the break. So please share the link so other people can join in, and let's talk about this issue of secrets. We'll be right back.
Are you searching for a life partner? Do Do you wish to have a relationship that actually works? Search no more. With the book Husband Material by Anietie Bature, a relationship coach and author, Husband Material promises clarity and direction on all the questions you have in this thing called love. With rich content from decades of real experiences and learnings, Husband Material Workbook provides an awesome read that will help make your relationship work. This is made possible with a step-by-step, hand-in-hand, frame-by-frame work with the author to leave out the lessons in the main book. You can place your order today on Linktree/Anietie Bature. The Linktree is spelled linktr.ee/Anietie Bature. Amazon Kindle, Paystop, Okada Books, Barnes & Nobles, and Raven Hearts.
Hey, welcome
back.
back. Yes, and I'm Anietie Bature.
And I'm still Kingsley Bature.
Yes, his name has not
Please,
changed.
if you have been with us in the since we began, please share the link. Share the link. Just click. If you're on YouTube, just click on that arrow that does like this, and then just share. Just copy it. You can paste it to your WhatsApp broadcast or your status and all of that, so that we can. The conversation has been enlightening, and the number of comments are amazing. So we have to just take the time to run through the comments. So I'm giving you just 15 seconds to share so that we can rush through the comments.
Yes, and during the 15 seconds,
yeah,
just to wrap up on the issue of is it right or wrong to keep some information back,
yeah,
right? Just check and see what information are you keeping back. Is it something that can hurt that person? Is it something that when they eventually find out you kept from them could introduce distrust in your relationship? Because you may be saying you want to keep your relationship, that's why you're not sharing, but when they find out, will it break the relationship? So these are things to consider. Okay. And so just think about the good of the other person in whatever decision you're making.
Okay.
All right.
Grace says, from experience, most people can't handle the truth, but it's better saying it for them to walk away. Good point. Good point. And but
it's better they know and walk away, so that you know that they have walked away
away
than to be waiting and building things, having children, doing all sorts, and then in the future they find out and then they walk away and you have this whole thing to deal with.
Tamara says this generation will use them against you. Jennifer Zoma says, say it as it is. You are either in or out. I agree with you. Let's say that's Kingsley. I can handle it. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's good to know.
Hey, Silva. Victor says, hello, made it. Yes, we're happy that you made it, Victor.
Hey, Martin said, audio is out. Can everybody hear us? If you can hear us, please type 111. Examination. Oh, God, I beg. Victor says, coughs. For some healthy environment and mental health reasons,
keeping some things
away from the wife
helps you guys breathe well.
Ask my
you
guy.
See, and that is, that's part of what Major was asking, to say, is it okay to keep certain things?
And guys do that.
So analyze your relationship and check. Analyze your relationship.
That's a good point. Analyze your
and you know your spouse. So up to the extent that you know them, what is okay to share and what is not okay to share.
And something that also helps in the process is, because sometimes the truth is, sometimes you may actually be shocked by what your spouse is able to handle, right, compared to how you thought they will handle it.
Example, my husband can see one fine girl on the road as we're driving, and he'll be like,
with hot legs,
and he'll tell me, Kai, did you see? In fact, he'll be asking me if I saw the person.
But if some guy tried that thing,
oh my
goodness, that drive will not they may not end up where they were going. Yeah, but really, it's about
so it's really what can you share? What do you know? If I was the kind that once he shares that information, I'm going to start getting upset or suspecting him for this, that, then you should not share. Just keep quiet. Don't tell me. You understand? But if it is general, just like the weather and how the other person is driving and stuff, then by all means share. It becomes part of the conversation, and we can even talk about how people are dressing these days and which one is okay and which one is not.
Not yeah.
Mhm.
Imagine telling someone you are dealing with something, and the next thing you are being ghosted, and after a few weeks
You're getting
a breakup
it's
message.
good like that.
It's good.
It's for your own good.
It's good. It is better. It is better to have a breakup than to be managing a marriage.
And then you know that feeling. I mean, I don't know how people do it, but just the fact that there's something that I have not told you. Do you understand? And is like just the few hours or something of having something that I have not shared with you. Do you understand? There's concern over there's just a feeling. So I don't know how people do it for weeks, months, years of hiding something. Do you understand?
That's why it's called a secret.
Because the thing is, when you have something that you have not shared, you now have to deal with continuing to cover it up.
Yeah.
And sometimes it leads to deception and lies and stuff. So Grace says it's not even about your partner now. I think about my children in the future. Will they be able to handle my truth? So there's a lot to this thing.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So you see, in that case, for example, in the part of the children, you may think they will not be able to handle it, but then if that secret has been discussed with your partner, it may be easier to translate it or relate to your children. Do you understand?
But at the right time.
At the right time.
So anyway,
timing is critical.
Grace, don't worry.
Yeah.
By the time you come
But-
there, I'm sure you will have the wisdom on
Yes,
how to handle it
yes.
if you have any issues.
It's
to share
always
with them.
best to tell your story right from the beginning of the relationship.
Tell
Where you are coming from, where you are going, so you can sleep well. Because no surprises. I think Uzoma echoes what you just said, Victor. Yeah, Uzoma echoes the same thing. Yeah.
Sometimes being too open breaks it all. Being open is critical, but wisdom is principal. Adedoyin, thank you. He says being open is critical, but wisdom is principal. As in what to share,
Ademola,
what not to share.
That's a new
A new name.
A new name. Yeah, that's
At least
it's a new name. So a shout out to
Adedoyin. If you are joining us for the first time, we are
all
excited to have you here. Whoa. Welcome
to the show. I hope you've subscribed. I hope you're going to be with us from now.
Yes.
It's nice to have you.
Let's hear some more about what's going on with relationships in the UK, and whether you people are sharing or whether you people are keeping secrets. Yeah.
Nothing like for better for worse relationship that is not marriage. My sister, yeah, true. Actually, the truth is it's only marriage that can survive for better for worse. Most relationships can't. Most. It's only marriage that has that capacity. Once in a while in your life, you find some true friends, that can survive for better for worse. But
Ife says men always say women cannot handle the truth, and that's not right. Whatever it is, say it. Normally truth is bitter.
Yeah, that's true. True.
Sanisi says women unfold their secrets in batches as they get more comfortable in relationships and marriage.
My brother,
but that's wisdom also.
Two goes
that's wisdom also, because you can't just step in and just go black.
No, but see, men can also tell you that it's wisdom to keep the information to themselves.
But then
every gender has their own definition of wisdom.
Yes, but then regardless of gender, you don't just come into a relationship and you just what?
Yeah, okay.
Do you understand? I mean, there's room for you to you start with the lighter things, and then you move on to the deeper matters. A woman's heart is as deep as the deep blue sea. Then he now says,
"Fear woman." Martins, that thing I said is also wisdom in itself. So many people criticize you when they have secrets worse than yours. But
this is the humanity I was talking about. Nobody's perfect.
Right. Nobody's perfect.
But it's just that if the person you are dealing with, if you can deal with their imperfection, if you can live with their imperfection, okay. But if you can't, walk away, please. Just telling my wife I liked someone I sang with for a long time, hoping to even marry herself. That story was a big mistake. Because he
he
brought down
walls.
walls.
Oh,
The gist is old and long, Jerry.
Jerry.
Oh my goodness, this is so funny.
Oh my goodness. Man. I think people should just make up their minds to let go of anyone who isn't ready to accept their truth. Okay, so make up your mind. Once you have secret society, no, I don't get that. I didn't get that. Next.
Once you have secrets, society will condemn you or something.
Okay,
Maybe that's
okay.
what I was
You
trying to
must
say.
at least you must discern when to tell your intended worth. What they may not be matured enough at the point to handle your truth or secret. Allow people to get to know the good you before you share everything, and even everything. That's true, Sanusi. Even by the time you're going to share everything. It needs to be that the journey is on the road to somewhere
Somewhere serious, somewhere permanent.
Somewhere
Somewhere,
permanent.
yes.
That's the word I'm looking for.
So
somewhere permanent.
then you can disclose more.
Progress is on. Do we have to tell everything secret or not? How do we know which of them to tell and what not to? I think we mentioned that in the early part.
Yes, so progress, just you can go back and check, right? But the thing is, whatever the case is, please remember that the other person has a right to sanity, to well-being, to security. So don't withhold from them what has potential consequences to them. They need to know. So yes, share what you know that eventually if they find out it will be a problem. Share what you know that concerns them and they need to decide now whether they want to be implicated or whether they want to deal with the consequences. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so I think we need to begin to
wrap this up.
Give closing thoughts on this. And what do you guys think? Should we have a part 2 on these secrets where we actually bring in people to speak and tide in and give experiences that they've had? Is that something we want to do? Please tell us in the chat box if you would like us to do that. Then maybe do 111 in the chat, or just share your thoughts or your comments.
But
at the end of the show.
It's important to just know that there are hazards in not disclosing things, right? So I mean, it could damage your relationship when that person discovers what you have been keeping from them. It really could damage your relationship, because I mean, the whole story of what else have you kept from me comes up. How can I trust you after you have kept something so serious from me? And some people wait till late in the game when they know the other person really loves them and is so into them, they will now drop one hot serious matter, and at that point, person is feeling like, I've spent so much time building this relationship, how it becomes difficult to walk away. So really finding the right time is crucial, and don't wait until you're married before you now say, okay, now we're married, let me tell you all about me.
Yes, the person can look at it like they've been tricked.
Yes,
or they've been
serious trick, serious deception, and it affects the marriage going forward. Don't hide, because when you're covering one thing, you now have to find other ways to cover, and sometimes the cover-ups become lies. And see, you're trying to protect a relationship, but when they eventually find out, it could actually still damage the relationship. And at that point, it's much later in the game when there's so much at stake compared to earlier on, when you could have just walked away and each person goes away without any entanglements and encumbrances.
Okay.
So
we see a lot of you asking for the part 2. So if we're going to do the part 2, are you going to invite your friends? So please,
we'll have
please
to do part 2.
invite your friends. So if you're going to invite your friends, then we'll organize the part 2, and then we'll bring in some real life experiences and to call into the show, and we'll talk from there. So Victor Silva, we see your comment. One hour is too short, but the time is what it is. It doesn't wait for anyone. And we're getting the closing signals. But please do invite your friends. Share this for next week's episode, and share this to them too. And we have been collecting fans data so that we can do some kind of fan appreciation on the last show for the year. And that link, we have posted it in the comment section. And so if you see the link, please just put in your details. We'd like to say thank you at the end of the year to our fans, and maybe even do some fan award or something. Do you understand? But at the end of the year, so we've posted that. We posted that in the comment section, so you can just click on it and put your details. It's just like it'll take like 5 seconds to fill it in. Just click on the link and fill it in, and we'll see it. We'll also put it in the comment section at the end of the show when we end the live stream.
Yes.
But really, secrets are what they are, and they have they have their consequences.
Yes.
So next week maybe we'll be talking a bit more about
The
consequences
of keeping
and
secrets.
and the like. But
All right.
that's all the time
That we have for today.
For today.
Yes, thank you so much.
All. Thank you, Ademola, our newest fan.
Yes.
For joining the show. Thank you. You see, somehow we just try to keep a log of all the people that come
in your computer.
In my computer. and interestingly, a shout out to Ntinining.
What about
we were in we went to speak when Eket to speak at the couples summit sometime this week.
Yes.
And we met one of our fans
Yes.
Live, and she introduced herself.
Yes, at City of David. City of David, our people from City of David. Hi.
Say hi.
Yes.
And so we just wanted to do that special shout out because
So,
I told her I will shout.
What among?
Yes, I have to get it right.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us.
Remember,
common sense is not
so common.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I said bye bye.